Honda starting goaltenders Alex Stalock gets the call for the Sharks, his fourth start of the season. Missed his last turn in the rotation as Todd McLellan decided to change things up just a little bit and go back-to-back with Adi Niemi. Michael Neuvert, 0-2 to start the year as he gets the call for the Buffalo Sabres. And Todd McLellan, well, he hasn't had as much success against the Sabres coaching the Sharks as any other Sharks coach in a while. McLellan 1-5-2 against Buffalo, who have beaten the Sharks 6 times in a row. Ted Nolan among those successful Sabres coaches. He's 4-2-1 against the Sharks in his career, but this is his second time coaching this Buffalo team. The only other man who did that with this Sabres franchise, the Hall of Famer Scotty Bowman. We're underway, this first of 2 meetings this season between the Sharks and the Sabres. Both teams coming off losses. The Sharks going down in agonizing manner here on Thursday to Columbus 5-4 as the Blue Jackets scored with just 21 seconds left to win it, and Buffalo gave up an early power play goal and never could come back on Thursday in LA when they lost 2-0 to the Kings. Let's take a look at our Xfinity starting lines, and Todd McLellan, Jamie, has shuffled the deck a little bit again here today.
Yeah, Hurdle back up on the top line with Thornton and Pavelski. He's got Shepard, who played the third line center role last time. He's playing on the second line. Tierney back in the lineup. Good to see him in. He's playing with Nieto and Wingels. A lot of speed on the wings there. John Scott playing against his old team. He played 90 games with the Buffalo Sabres. Vlasic, Braun, Mueller, Burns.
And not in the lineup for the Sharks this afternoon are Jason Demers and Ty McGinn, and of course still mending on the injured list, Mike Brown and Tyler Kennedy. Puck in the San Jose zone. Torrey Mitchell, the former Shark winger. Getting it away is another speedy skater for the Sharks, Matt Nieto. And the Sabres fire it back in as the veteran Brian Gionta dumps it in. And the Sabres and Sharks will get their first line change just a minute here into period number 1 on an afternoon game for the Sharks. One of 2 that they will play on home ice this year. The only other matinee will be in March on the 14th when the Chicago Blackhawks will be here for a 1 o'clock puck drop. But always nice to see the day games as Pavelski puts a shot on goal. Neuvert had that near post covered, and the Sabres come ahead as Cody Hodgson gains the zone. Good stick by Marc-Edouard Vlasic, but it's back into Drew Stafford. Now chasing it around to the near side boards for the Sabres. Defenseman Mike Weber, and the Sabres will have to go all the way back. This will be icing here against Buffalo as we check their lineup, and we talked about it really from the onset, Jamie. This group has had a lot of trouble scoring early on in the year, despite the fact they've got players like Matt Moulson who can score, Brian Gionta can score. It's just not been going into the net for them. Well,
part of the reason is they haven't scored on the power play all year. They've got a lot of new faces. I think they're trying to get some cohesiveness, get used to each other, get used to the systems. And when you get into a little bit of a slump, it kind of goes against you. Squeeze the sticks a little bit. They've been doing that early in the year.
Sabres have 10 players that started this season that weren't on the team last year. So a lot of transition for this Sabres group that has lost 4 games in a row and come in here overall with a record of 1-7, only 2 points in the standings. Patrick Marleau in his own zone, knocks it up to center ice, looking for James Shepard, who's now on the right wing on this line with Couture and Marleau. At least to start here today, you can never be sure within the progress of a contest that the lines are going to stay the same, but that's the way they've started. Let's look at the Lexus keys to the game this afternoon, Jamie.
Well, the first key today is make others better. The San Jose Sharks, you know, you look at the players the last few games taking penalties at the bad times. You got to be able to support each other all over the ice. And if somebody's going to make a mistake, you need a secondary player there. The second key for the San Jose Sharks tonight, commitment to defense. They've given up to a man. You know, you talk to guys after the last game, the coaching staff, they're giving up too many goals against. Todd McLellan said, listen, if we give up 3 goals against, we go to practice. When you're giving up 5 goals against a game, he goes, that's unacceptable.
Sharks have lost 3 in a row in regulation, and in those 3 games they've given up 14 goals. 5 here to Columbus, 5 in Boston, and 4-0 they lost in a shutout at New York. to the Rangers on the road trip. Here's a play at the San Jose net. Sabres jamming away at the loose puck. It's still free and comes to this side now for Sam Reinhart, who got it back to the point, and then the shot taken, denied by Stalock, as Hurdle now will get into the Buffalo zone. Slipped a hit thrown at him by Rasmus Ristolainen, number 55 for the Sabres, who has the puck now behind Neubert in the Buffalo net.
Well, Hurdle didn't get on the scoreboard for the Sharks last game, but played a much grittier game, had more compete, and because of it, he's been moved up to the top line with Thornton and Pavelski.
Tomas, in fact, has gone 4 straight without a point. Sabres trying to get something going here. They were behind the 8 ball early in LA as Weber puts that shot on net and Stalock with the save. They gave up the early goal to Jeff Carter on a power play and never looked back.
Good save by Alex Stalock, just staying tight to the left post. San Jose this year, their record when they give up 2 or less goals, and that starts obviously with the goaltending, they're 3-0. They're 1-3-1 when they give up 3 or more goals. Good early save by Alex Stalock.
Stalock, his last outing, that shutout loss at Madison Square Garden last Sunday when he made 25 saves in a 4-0 defeat. Zemgus Girgensons, number 28, out for Buffalo on this ship. Girgensson skating with Mitchell and Gionta as the blast from the point goes just wide. Comes back to this side. Weber looking behind the net. Tried to hit Gionta with that pass. Now Torrey Mitchell back for Gionta. In front for Girgensson. Punched out of there, but still in the zone to Weber. Now at the goal line, Gionta in front of tip. Girgensson's got it on net, and Stalock with another big save. And boy, are the Buffalo Sabres on a push in the Sharks' end here in this first period. Kind of been all Buffalo early on.
They're trying to get that first goal. They've only done it once this year. It was against Carolina. They won that game in the shootout. Otherwise, they're 0-7 when the opponent scores first. And we know San Jose has been one of the best teams in the NHL at scoring first.
Overall, the Sabres have been outscored 28-8 so far early in the season. Drew Stafford, the veteran, who's capable of getting his share of goals, but hasn't had one yet in this season. Now Tomas Hurdle to drop for Vlasic, but he had a man on. It was Stafford on the back check. Now a shark upended behind the Buffalo net as Thornton gets it back to Braun at the right side. Back to Joe Thornton. He'll whip it through. Off a glove. That's Josh Georges, the former Shark, giving it back to Hurdle. But then he makes up for the giveaway with a nice defensive play before the shot got through. Cody Hodgson, originally a first-round draft pick of the Vancouver Canucks, traded a couple of years ago by the Sabres, or to the Sabres, in a deal that sent Zach Kassian back the other way to Vancouver. Couture to the net. Saved by Neubert. It got through. Marleau couldn't convert. Couture now back for Shepard. James Shepard using his size to shield the puck. Now Hannon all the way in behind the goal line. Couture can't pick it up. Marleau does. Back for Logan. Wasn't expecting that one. Marleau's got it again. Patrick to Couture. Out top to Hannon. He's pressured. Sends it behind the net. Rims all the way around. Matt Irwin jumping in and trying to win that battle against big Chris Stewart. He did. But the puck was covered by the Sabres. And awfully close to a tripping penalty there on Shepard for bringing down Tyler Ennis, but he got away with it.
Good forecheck by the Sharks, and at the same time, good D-zone positioning by the Buffalo Sabres, pushing the Sharks to the perimeter, not allowing any good scoring chances.
Adam Burrish moved off the puck as Ristolainen sends it up. Here's Cody McCormick. McCormick and a good stick by Brent Burns to read that and break it up. McCormick in the corner against Big John Scott, who played with Buffalo last year. Sharks signing Scott as a free agent in the offseason. And now Andrew Desjardins on that fourth line with Scott and Burrish sends it in.
Not a lot of whistles in this game. Good for both teams. A 1 p.m. start allows them to get their legs into the game.
Watched from the press box last couple of games as the Sabres almost had too many men on the ice. Wheeler back in there, as is Chris Tierney today. And now it's Weber for Buffalo. Delorier to Gionta. That's away to Tierney. The young centerman back, supporting his line mates on this shift as Josh Georges intercepts. Now Tierney steered it just wide, and now it's sitting in the crease as it bounced off Neubert. Alert play by Chris Tierney to put that right back to the net from behind the goal line. Back come the Sabres. Jurgensen's down the right wing. Slowed down by Vlasic. Now Braun trying to keep it away behind the net. Sends it up the near side. Wingels in a battle and an awkward collision. And Brian Gionta goes hard into the boards. And Gionta's down and injured.
Well, a big hit by Wingels. Gionta, the captain, the 19th captain in Buffalo Sabres history, gets injured. A little pushing and shoving.
We'll be back. Live at SAP Center. A little treat for you on this Saturday afternoon. We've got Logan Couture mic'd up. Let's listen in.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Now.
And just after that, on the next shift, little backhand saucer. Trying to get it over to Marleau. Almost went in, almost redirected. You know, early in the game, never a bad thing to get pucks towards the net.
There's Brian Gionta, the Sabres captain. He was shaken up on that collision with Tommy Wingels. There's no penalty on the play and no penalty out of the little scrum afterwards. Kind of just an awkward collision between those two. And Gionta went in hard, but he's on the bench, so that's good news for Buffalo.
Well, it was a good hit. Collided 3-4 feet away, and you got to remember, Wingels is the same guy that had a hit back 2 games ago against Zdeno Chara. Knocked Chara down. Chara went in to hit Wingels. He planted the old Douglas Murray hit back. Chara went down on that play, so Gionta a little bit smaller than Chara. Kind of went into the boards awkward. I think he's going to be okay there, which is good news.
Gionta, for the last 4 years, has been the captain of the Montreal Canadiens, signed as a free agent by the Sabres, who surprisingly really opened up the checkbook to go free agent in this past offseason. I guess they wanted some veteran leadership for this young core of players, and they've got more young coming. They'll have 2 first-round draft picks in the next draft. They have their own, and then they'll have the Islanders pick as well as part of that Thomas Vanek deal at the trade deadline last year. So there's more youth coming here in Buffalo, and you've got to have some bets to stand alongside those young guys, right, Jamie?
Oh, absolutely.
11:39 left here in the opening period, as both these teams are looking to get on track. And for the Sharks, it would hopefully start this afternoon because they go back on the road later on this afternoon. The Sharks do. They'll fly right out after this game and then play at Anaheim against the Red Hot Ducks tomorrow at 5 here on Comcast. And that is going to be quite a challenge within the division.
It's a challenge for any team. Anaheim, hottest team in the NHL. They've won 7 in a row. 4-0 at home. Perry leading the NHL in goals with 9.
Big addition, of course, Ryan Kessler at center ice for them. Here's Matt Moulson, and that's on net. Stalock with the save. Behind the net, it's Ennis.
Moulson looking for his first goal of this campaign.
Ennis leading the Sabres early in the year with 3 goals. They've scored only 8.
Over 262 minutes coming into tonight for Buffalo, last time they scored.
Marleau, no icing here as he got to the puck first. Couture in front. He had Shepard. Now a shot from the left side by Irwin blocked. And they kick it back out to the center, Ennis, and he'll flip it in.
They're looking like they're getting a little more jump in their game right now. Starting to get into a rhythm here in the middle of the first period.
Irwin. That'll whirl around to John Scott. He's centered. Intercepted in front by Nicolas Deslauriers. Hannon paid the price as Deslauriers got the hit on him. And icing waved off. 4-3 the shots here in the first period in favor of the Sabres. Braun, good first quick step, gets to that puck. Hands it off to Vlasic. Now on the wing it's Nieto. That's denied by Tyler Myers. McCormick. He'll swing it to this side. Josh Georges refused to waive his no-trade clause to go to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and instead ended up here with the Buffalo Sabres.
Sharks not matching lines much today. You got a Buffalo team. I don't think they're too worried about who the top deep pairing of Vlasic and Braun against.
Wingels Found a way around big Tyler Myers. Now trying to work it back to the point. Mueller was forced to come outside the zone. Now it's back in and offside. Sharks and Sabres on this Saturday afternoon. Stories, we're talking Torrey Mitchell, originally a 4th-round draft pick of the Sharks back in 2004. Now in his 8th season, and there's about as memorable goal as you'll see from Torrey Mitchell in his so far NHL career.
Hey, if you're not going to score 50 a year, then score the odd beauty like that. People will still remember you. There's his stats, 280 games. Some good little chatter on the bench here, Logan Couture and Mitchie. Mitchie getting the ire of Coochie, was saying, why don't you take those gloves off? Having fun, two buddies, two ex-teammates.
That other goal by Torrey Mitchell that sticks out in my memory was against Anaheim when he shook off Matthew Schneider and Chris Pronger and found a way to score a big goal for the San Jose Sharks. Good to see Torrey Mitchell. Brent Burns back as Stalock will swing it up the boards for Nieto. On to Mueller. Mirko, nice pass to Wingels. And he couldn't get it back through as Tierney was busting to the net as Georges cut it off.
Good crisp breakout.
No score here in the first period. If you're just tuning in and going, huh? Sharks hockey on a Saturday afternoon? Yep. His hurdle shot goes off the stick of Neuvirth and out of play. As we said, got Logan Couture, Mike Douglas.
Must be a new pair of gloves. They fell off pretty quickly. Forgot how tough you were.
That's great.
Some good chatter there.
I missed that part of the game.
Former teammates.
That's good stuff.
Here's Joe Thornton. Far side. Vlasic shot saved by Neuvirth.
Great save by Neuvirth. Nice job by Vlasic coming in backdoor. One-timing it too.
Get so used to that perfect pinpoint passing from Joe Thornton. That was a nice pass too, right in the wheelhouse for Vlasic.
And it was the right speed for him to one-time it coming down the strong side. Not an easy play to do. And that's one of the things that makes Thornton so special from a passing standpoint.
Hodgson got it in. Braun, nice defense, and now with his partner Vlasic, they get it up to the line and out. And now Pavelski turns, puck is there. He gets it past the defender, Marcus Foligno. Now Mike Weber back for Buffalo to Cody Hodgson. Stolen down low behind the line by Couture. Marleau couldn't make a play. Shepard can't keep it in. Knocked down by Irwin, and he'll place it back in the zone.
Buffalo picking up where they left off last game against LA. Playing solid game 5-on-5. They lost to the Kings 2-0. Both of LA's goals were power play goals.
They try and take something positive out of every game right now if you're the Sabres, and they have to feel good about their 5-on-5 play. A back pass to the front of the net by Stewart. Now Marleau challenging Myers. Tyler Myers kicking it around a little bit. Now he recovers. And that came out as Desjardins will get called offside. Well, October is Hockey Fights Cancer Month, and you can join the fight by purchasing Hockey Fights Cancer merchandise at the Shark Store here at SAP Center. Shark Store open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5, during all Sharks home games. And we're wearing our Hockey Fight Cancer ties today as the National Hockey League chips in here in this month of October.
I'd like to dedicate today's broadcast to my mom, who passed away 3.5 years ago from cancer, and a real dear friend, Dave Ron, who passed away in September with cancer. And also a throw out to Ilda Grimm, who has breast cancer, just had surgery this past week. I used to coach Jeffrey Grimm, who was a goaltender. Michael, your son, was on the team. My daughter, Bridget. I think they're watching, and double mastectomy. Ilda, we're thinking about you tonight. And anyone else out there who's this just terrible disease. We're wearing our ties today, thinking about people that have lost their lives to cancer and anybody who's fighting the battle right now.
And who among us hasn't been touched by it in some way? Brent Burns going to get it cleared up for John Scott. Mitchell, Gianta, saved by Stalock. And there to control that rebound, get it out was Desjardins. Or try to get it out. It's not quite out yet. Now Andrews got it out to center. Number 61 on defense for Buffalo, Andre Benoit. This is Ristolainen. And now Gergensen. He'll pull the trigger. That save for Stalock. Mitchell now for Brian Gionta. Shaken up earlier in the period, but apparently no worse for the wear, although he's probably going to be a little sore when he wakes up tomorrow in Buffalo after a long flight later on this evening. Bucks will actually be in Buffalo next month. Part of a long road trip.
That's the game 7. 7th game in 11 nights. That's the end of the road trip.
Wingle splits the D, and the backhand goes high. Tierney, a good play in the neutral zone to break it up and get it back into the Sabres zone. There's 4 shots for the Sharks, but they've had some dangerous moments around the Buffalo net as the Sabres are offside. Scoreless here in the first period.
And San Jose coming through the neutral zone. You're going to watch Wingles drive through the middle there. And a good scoring chance. Just misses to the far side. Good job by San Jose with 2 quick passes in the neutral zone, breaking down 3 defenders for Buffalo.
Wingles didn't score on Thursday against Columbus, but he had 5 shots in the game, 6 hits, leads the Sharks on the hit parade with 32 so far this season. As you look at Michael Neuvirth, former draft pick of the Washington Capitals, as the Sabres kind of in a transition in the goaltending department since the trade of their franchise goaltender, really, Ryan Miller, traded last year at the deadline to St. Louis, and he subsequently went on to Vancouver, where he's with the Canucks now. Braun off the face-off win by Pavelski as the Sharks look to keep a trend going that has been pretty consistent this year, and that's getting early scoring, getting first period scoring, and more often than not, getting the first goal of the game. Tyler Ennis. And he did that little stutter step that put Matt Moulson offside. Ennis is a very good hockey player, but Buffalo's a little challenged up the middle when your top center is 5'7", aren't they, Jamie?
Well, you're going against the likes of Joe Thornton's, or in this road trip, Brian Getzlaf or Anze Kopitar. Yeah, that has an effect. And you look at teams that go deep in the playoffs year in, year out. They're deep down the center, and they have big centermen. And it's one of the things many teams in this league are trying to replicate.
I said 5'7", he's 5'9", 170, but you're right, when you're going up against Joe Thornton, and even James Shepherd with the size he brings. It's a difficult matchup. Gergensen's for Buffalo, knocked down with his glove by Vlasic. Now the Sabres come out of the neutral zone. Josh Georgie's slap shot. That goes off a stick and up out of play with 4:45 left here in this first period.
Well, San Jose has talked about playing better defense, and to a man, you go back to the post-game interviews. Pavelski, he goes, we're cheating on offense. Couture, too many mistakes. It's simple as that. Adam Burish, we need to defend better. Commitment to defense. We already talked about what Todd McClellan's talked about. The overall defensive game has to improve or we're in trouble. So this is not, I'm not really focused on watching the Sharks trying to fill the net here in the first period, because they haven't played a full 60-minute game, maybe since the first game in LA. And when you're about to head on the road, you've got Anaheim, Colorado, who scored 7 goals last night against Vancouver, and then Minnesota. San Jose needs to shore up their defense, and that's been the focus this first period. They can be patient to score goals, but team defense is the key here.
Nieto all alone against 3 defenders for Buffalo. And the Sabres will clear it back out. Nieto trying to get his offensive game going. No points in 5 straight for number 83.
Still +3 on the year. Has 8 blocked shots, but wants to help out offensively, of course.
Burns looking for Wingles, and it keeps it in. Now a nice pass. Nieto to Burns. Didn't have the right-handed shot to flex over the net.
Burns has got to be ready for that drop pass from Nieto.
Or maybe Burns was like me, thinking Nieto's shooting. And Mitchell will backhand it down. Sharks have been stuck on 4 shots for a while now. Burns trying to connect with Desjardins, and that's going to go all the way down, and we'll have an icing call against the Sharks. Well, Giants World Series coverage is here on Comcast Sportsnet. Pre-game coverage today at 4 p.m. before Game 4 and then post-game coverage after the final out, featuring the only place to see Kruk and Kuip on TV. The Giants' October quest continues only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Classified today's game as pretty much a must-win for the Giants. It's not a must-win. They don't get eliminated, but I don't think they want to go down 3-1.
Hopefully that rain we had earlier today won't affect things. They had the tarp down at the ballpark. I'm sure the grounds crew will have everything ship-shape. Game 4 later on today. In fact, 2 games, hockey and baseball, both today and tomorrow. Do the doubleheader again tomorrow with the Sharks in Anaheim, and then, of course, Game 5 of the World Series. Wristed in by Cody Hodgson. Vlasic back for it. Slips it through to Pavelski. He has Hurdle, but the shot missed the net. Braun. And Pavelski will jam it down. Couture trying to control it. Pavelski stayed on here. That one gets to the front of the net. Andre Mazaros. Back over to his defense partner, Weber. Down the ice by Marleau.
Not much out there for either team right now from an offensive standpoint.
Shepard comes back. Gives this to Scott Hannon. Couture for Patrick Marleau. Patrick so far 4 goals, 10 points on the season to lead the Sharks in scoring. After that, it's Couture and Burns and Pavelski each with 8 points. Mirko Mueller settling things down a bit. Now the stretch pass up to center. Nicely done. And now Tierney takes it from Nieto. Tierney wide, and then the pass through to Matt Nieto. Broken up as Josh Georges lifts it off the high glass. Back is Burns. Pressured by Giunta, but a nice play by Brent Burns in his own end. Tierney tried to backhand it to Wingels, and it's dumped back in as we're just about a minute and a half remaining here in this opening period. Join us in our intermission. We'll be visited by Bay Area legend and Olympic gold medalist Kristi Yamaguchi. We'll join us live here in our intermission.
And of course the wife of Brett Hedican, working with Dan Rusnowski over in K-Fox.
Burish. And that comes back out. Adam, of course, got off his goal-scoring schneid here on Thursday night, his first of the year. First since the 2013 season, with all the injuries he had to deal with. Good play there by Hurdle, and now it comes up for Thornton, but we'll get a whistle on a hand pass.
I think we're going to get a penalty to Andrew Desjardins.
Oh, it's a penalty, you're right.
Dangerous play too. Reinhart.
Interference.
Desjardins getting an interference penalty. He was just trying to finish his check on Sam Reinhart. But the door to the Sharks bench was open. He almost went into the side there. You see the first power play for either team this game. Buffalo's power play 0 for 27 this year. Giving up 1 short-handed goal, so they're actually a net -1.
1904 time of the interference penalty to Desjardins. Buffalo's power play was second last in the NHL, 29th, and as you said, they are now 0 for 27 to start this year. The draw gets back to Cody Hodgson. Now Myers, the one-timer, and that hit his teammate Matt Moulson, and he's shaken up, but back on his skates now. Hodgson all the way back. Myers picks a spot in the corner. Trouble for Stalock. That took a very odd carom in the corner, and Stalock had to scramble back to cover that.
Stalock was getting ready to play the puck. Usually is very good. He struggled the last game against the Rangers, but that was an alert play. The puck's spinning off that carom off the corner boards and kind of de-spun it and then fell on it for one of the Sabres there. Nice alert play by Stalock.
Girgensson in the circle with Pavelski, and Girgensson gets tossed. Stafford will stand in.
Sorry, Lance, I was going to say in the circle The Sabres, another category, they're last in the NHL. They're at 41.7% for 30th in the faceoff circle. They're not scoring first. They're not winning the first battle of each shift. They're not scoring on the power play. And it's all indicative in their early record this year.
Stafford, and that bounces around, goes back to the corner for Gionta. Off the high glass, Stafford chops it back down. Kept in the zone. Now it is Gionta. Benoit on the left wing. That one's blocked. Came off of Couture from Mazzaro's stick. One more try. Knocked down by Stalock. Loose puck, but there's the horn to indicate the end of the first period. First meeting of the year between the Sharks and the Sabres. And at the end of what is the Sharks nothing, Buffalo nothing. Coming up on our Ram Intermission Report, we'll check in with our Sportsnet Central studios where Brody Brazil and Curtis Brown are standing by. And we'll also be joined by Olympic superstar figure skater Kristi Amagut. Well, it is a Saturday night on ice, daytime edition today. Watch every week for a chance to win a different collector's edition poster. You can log on right now to csncalifornia.com/Sharks versus Sabres and enter to win yours.
Get your collector's edition poster.
Sharks and Sabres making their way back out onto the ice as we get ready for the second period here with Andrew Desjardins starting the period in the penalty box. Carry over from that late minor penalty for interference at the end of the first period. So a start on the penalty kill, fresh sheet of ice for the Buffalo power play.
Sharks penalty kill this year, 76%. So there's some, sorry about that.
And we're underway as the Sabres start from behind their own net. Cody Hodgson on the power play here. Chris Stewart couldn't reach that. It's cleared all the way back down.
That's a good start there for the Sharks.
Couture trying to maneuver around Tyler Myers. He'll dump it back around for Stewart. Of course, Sharks fans remember Chris Stewart from his days most recently with the St. Louis Blues and that playoff series against the San Jose Sharks a few years ago. And before that with the Colorado Avalanche. Off Stewart sticking in. Stalock behind the net. He jams that around. And it drops perfectly to Justin Braun. That's about as well executed by Stalock there as you can hope for.
No, just a poor decision by Buffalo. They're coming up. They're putting a guy in a one-on-one situation in the neutral zone.
In the neutral zone, Thornton fell. Now Gionta keeps it alive. Drew Stafford as Desjardins comes out of the box. Plays it to the net, but it's knocked aside by Mueller. Desjardins to Thornton. Joe tried to get it in past Andre Benoit, who stood up well at center ice. Mueller a hard pass for Hurdle, and that skips off the stick and goes out of play.
Nothing for the Buffalo Sabres on the power play as we take a look at head coach Todd McLellan, Jay Woodcroft in the background. Of course, the great Larry Robinson in the forefront. His coaching staff working on yesterday practice. It was pretty much all defense. Some of it in the neutral zone, but defensive zone positioning, tracking, getting organized, body position, sticks, communication, all the little details and habits to help this team improve their goals against average as they prepare for a tough road trip.
As we said, it starts tomorrow afternoon in Anaheim at the Honda Center. We'll be there at 5 o'clock for the game. Pre-game at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon on Comcast Sportsnet California. After that, it's on to Colorado on Tuesday. And then it wraps up on Thursday, the 30th, day before Halloween in Minnesota. Couture, pass from Marleau, broken up. Reinhart, first round draft pick, second overall this past draft.
Son of Paul Reinhart, played in the NHL for a long time.
Sabres trying to get it to the front of the net. Delorier doing a pretty good job back there. Now getting some help from Cody McCormick. McCormick playing in that corner against Scott Hannon. They were teammates when Hannon was with Colorado, and McCormick as well with the Avs. Ennis, he's their leading scorer with 3, and the slap shot taken by Stewart wide. Back to Ennis. Stewart again, and that hit the goalpost. Ennis looking for Stewart again, and that hit Irwin's skate and went just wide. And Tyler Ennis just feeding that front of the net area with shots and passes. Nieto, and now he breaks it out up the wing for Chris Tierney. Tierney drops for Wingels. Tommy slows down, shoots, save, rebound, and fanning on it was Nieto. Stewart slipping it in. Stalock way out to help set it up for Tommy Wingels. Long with trouble. Able to get it on second effort. Out of danger. Ristolainen across. And now this is Girgensons. Nowhere to go. Back in they come. Torrey Mitchell's wrist shot deflects. Swept to the front of the net. Knocked away by Hurdle. Girgensons checks Thornton. Puck goes deep. Let back again for Ristolainen. Pursued by Pavelski. Thornton. He's got Pavelski in the zone. Pavelski drops it for Thornton. The shot just wide.
That's a good turnover by the Sharks, forcing a turnover in the neutral zone. Quick transition. If you want to get more scoring chances against Buffalo, that's what they need to do right there.
Vlasic's going to jump in and get this. He hopes back to Thornton, but Benoit did a nice job. And Burns now. Sharks will change on the fly here as Hurdle heads to the bench. So does Thornton. Shepard with it. To Mueller, the trailer. And that's off Girgenson's stick off the high corner glass. Back to Stewart. Back to Burns. Shepard rather to Burns. And here is Hodgson for Buffalo. Again, a long sequence here without a whistle.
Sharks have scored power play goals in 5 of the last 6 games. They haven't had a power play opportunity this game. That's one of the things you're looking for. Not getting a lot of scoring chances, but one of these lines has to create some offensive zone pressure to draw some type of obstruction, some type of penalty, and get that top unit out there.
Fourth line on now, Burish. Off the outside of the net, and John Scott lost his footing, hoping for a rebound there as it's held by Neubert. There's Big John on the net cam.
Prism net cam, John Scott. Sharks had 8 hits in the first period. John Scott had 6 of them. I'm going to take a look at the Prism net cam. Safe at first, John Scott. The hits in the first period, by the way, were 14-8 in favor of Buffalo.
Scott played 90 games as a Sabre from 2012 to the end of last season.
Oh, he's a funny guy. Popular in the dressing room. Comes to the rink every day, positive, having fun, keeping guys loose.
And fair to say that if trouble arrives, he's got your back.
That's part of his responsibility, I would concur.
Tierney. Behind the net, Wingels switches up. Tierney for Nieto. Nice play there. Nieto couldn't get to it cleanly.
It's 2 shifts in a row. Nieto's had a good chance right in front of the net.
Vlasic to Nieto. And he's got Wingels. Tommy Wingels back for Nieto, and that puck was bouncing. Couldn't get a stick on it. Pretty decent back check by Myers as well. Sharks quick re-entry. Tierney again. His line mates will change up behind the play, and Georges knocks him off the puck.
That's a good play by Tierney, though, getting the puck deep, allowing the wingers to change. Then he changes, and you get fresh guys out there.
Foligno for Buffalo. Gave it away to Irwin. He'll stretch it out for Scott. Here's John Scott. Chips it deep for Burish, who's wrapped up by Georgie, or by Weber rather. Desjardins up top, Hannon. Down low for Burish. Scott trying to work his way past the defender, Matt Molson. The forward is up against John Scott. And Molson gets it away from Burish. Here's a stretch pass for Stewart. And he's got nowhere to go.
Good job getting double teamed there by Scott and Irwin.
I'm sure both these coaching staffs preaching defense to these teams. They have to be near the top of the board for Buffalo heading into this game against a Sharks team that may have had its trouble in its own end the last few games, but the Sharks have been scoring goals, no question about that. Of course, their emphasis, if you went to the top of their board today, Jay, probably would be better D-zone play in their own half of the ice.
No, it has to be. Finding ways to lose the last 3 games. The first 5 games, they were 4-1. They were finding ways to win. But after the first couple of games, they've been spotty from a defensive standpoint, trying to find their game in that department.
Burns, one-timer by Pavelski, and it was blocked. Girgensson bats it across. This is Benoit, and a save by Stalock, and he'll hang on for a face-off. 12:16 to go here in the second period. October 25th of 2000, 14 years ago, Gary Suter scored a goal in his 1000th NHL game, a 3-1 Sharks victory at Columbus. There's the Warrior Gary Suter, great defenseman, part of the lineage that is USA hockey greatness, the Suter family. Ryan Suter now continuing the family tradition with the Minnesota Wild.
Oh, I love it. The Warrior is exactly what he was.
Old school.
Oh.
He was old school.
Not fun to play against. Beat you physically. Great shutdown defenseman, and he could add the offensive goals and assists too.
This is also the 23rd anniversary today of the first time the Sharks and Sabres ever played. Back in 1991, the Sharks' first season. They've played now with this one 32 times over the years. Buffalo has very much a winning record against the Sharks over the years. In fact, the Sabres were one of the last teams the Sharks failed to beat on the road. There's a short list of teams remaining that the Sharks had not won on the road, and Buffalo and Montreal, if I recall, were the last 2. And it took well into the Sharks' existence to finally get a road win in Buffalo.
And there's no real explanation for it. You have different coaches, different players, both teams. This Buffalo team has given the Sharks troubles. Even Buffalo's 8-2 in the last 10 games against the Sharks for some reason.
They won 6 in a row against San Jose. 3 in a row here. Shepard, strong back check. Reinhart got it away. And here's the rookie Sam Reinhart.
So some quick hands there in the neutral zone.
Scott wanted Purish. Purish got tied up with a saber. Here's Desjardins with a shot. Neuvert, the blocker save. Only the 8th shot of the game for the Sharks, and we're almost halfway into this one.
Well, you can work on defense, but this is a struggling Buffalo team. They've only won 1 game. You don't want to give them any belief that they've got a chance at winning this game. San Jose's got to concentrate on D, but add a little bit more flair offensively.
Stalainen, and a big hit on the far side thrown out by John Scott. And that gives the crowd something to get excited about. Breakout pass by the Sabres will go the length of the ice. This is icing against Buffalo with 10 minutes left in the period.
Well, it's a long change period for the defensive team. So San Jose is going to get their top unit out there. Thornton, Pavelski, Hurdle, along with Vlasic and Braun. This is one of those face-off wins. San Jose was 65% in the first period on face-offs. Pavelski on the right side. You want to win this face-off, try and muster up a couple of scoring chances.
Got the face-off. Now Vlasic with it at the point. His shot, a pass, and a hard one to Pavelski. Just didn't have the angle on that. Tomas Hurdle back for Thornton. Joe Thornton. Pavelski! Neuvert to save! And a nice save by Michael Neuvert with Joe Pavelski working in front of the net with Hurdle screening the netminder.
That's the best chance this period for the Sharks.
Braun's got a hustle. Matt Molson's there. Vlasic. Smart little play. Just flips it off the glass. Gets it to Thornton. Up the ice. Then Hurdle lost his footing. Tyler Ennis back the other way for the Sabres.
Watch those neutral zone turnovers.
Here's a break for the Sharks. And the pass by Couture goes off the skate of Marleau.
Couture just saw Marleau a little too late and then missed on that pass. Otherwise, Marleau was in alone.
Stalock. Stewart's going to try and throw it back in the net before Alex can get to the crease, but unsuccessful. Here's Marleau, 2-on-1 with Couture. Marleau, the pass, and a nice defensive play by Myers to break it up.
You're not getting many scoring chances. I don't know if you forced that pass. Nice play by Myers, but you have Patty Marleau on a 2-on-1. I think you got to take your chances on the shot there.
Chris Stewart now. As Burns goes back for it, starts to build up some speed coming out of the Sharks' end of the ice. To Couture, and now to Shepard. His shot deflects over the net wide.
The Sharks these last few minutes starting to get some speed through the neutral zone and get some opportunities off the attack.
Gionta with the dump in, Hannon. Shepard up through center for Nieto. He's checked by Ristolainen. And we will have a power play for the Sharks when we come back. Power play for the Sharks. It'll be their first of this game. Ristolainen in the box for this. And we'll have the first man advantage situation of the game for the Sharks.
Well, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, just underneath the number on his stick, has corporate and Nathan Cirillo, the initials to Nathan Cirillo, the soldier in Canada who was murdered earlier this week, and a nice gesture by Marc-Edouard Vlasic after that tragedy in Ottawa earlier this week. Very classy move.
Vlasic looks on as the Sharks are now on a Cache Creek power play, their first of the game. Sharks power play ranked 11th right now, 7 of 31, 22.6%. Marleau, Couture leaned back and didn't get all of that. Kept in though, and now Thornton. Joe trying to get through the traffic. Burns back across, and that's blocked by the Sabres and cleared.
No, it's not a coincidence, Randy, that the Sharks are on the power play on an interference penalty. After 3-4 shifts in a row, they started to get their legs going, get some speed through the neutral zone, put Buffalo on their heels a little bit. You're going to draw some obstruction penalties.
Here's Brent Burns with it. Burns on the season a goal and 8 points. That goal that came 5 on 5.
Assists on the power play this year, Burns does.
Pavelski's got 2 on the power play, so does Marleau. There's a shot saved by Neuvirth. Couture with 2 on the power play as well as he's forced to go back to center.
Buffalo penalty kills been pretty. They gave up 2 last game, but prior to that, they hadn't given up a power play goal in 4 straight.
Pavelski across. Marleau trying to shake off Girgensons. Marleau will shoot it, and that went off the skate of Weber. Thornton. Pressured by Weber, sends it up the boards for Braun. Thornton again. Joe's trying to get a shot, and he does. Saved by Neuvirth. 20 to go on the power play. This is Braun. Irwin. Braun shoots, knocked down in front by Weber, and he'll clear it. And that is just about the end of the power play. Here's a stretch pass to Hertl. His shot went off Weber's skate. Now the penalty's over. This is Irwin, blocked in front of the Buffalo net.
Buffalo doing a good job of blocking shots. They do that. If you don't get that first shot through, then there's no chance of a rebound or second or third opportunities.
Sharks generate just 1 shot on the power play as Hertl bids again, denied again. They stretch it out to Stewart, and that's off the blocker of Stalock. Molson sends it deep for Stewart. Ennis back for Chris Stewart, watched by Braun. Adam Burish. Myers almost had it picked off by Hertl. Myers had a fight with Andreoff of the Kings on Thursday night. Hodgson for Stewart. top, it's Myers. And that'll go out of play. 4:56 left here in the second period. Still scoreless. Goaltending coach for the Buffalo Sabres. That's our Ford Wright choice. And you can talk all about your former teammate, Jamie Baker.
Saved my bacon a lot. My minuses would have been a lot more if it wasn't for Like Wall. What a teammate. Great guy. Worked so hard in practice. Couldn't handle the puck at all. But boy, he would make up for it. We rallied behind him. He was the heart and soul of that team. That year we upset the Detroit Red Wings in the playoffs.
30-win regular season for Herbe, and then a great run in that 14-game, two-round playoff run that you guys had. I think fair to say that Herbe, who's now in the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame, was the first iconic Sharks player. When his name was chanted here by the fans at then San Jose Arena, you knew something special was happening to a special man. Great guy, Arturs Herbe.
Yeah. Quirky guy, but a great guy.
Well,
he's a goalie.
Goal goes with it.
Yeah.
Thornton trying to get around Drew Stafford. That didn't work, and Stafford will get it back deep into San Jose territory.
He'd start getting dressed to go out for warm-up with about 4 or 5 minutes left. We're like, Artie, like, we can't go out until you're there. Like, we're relying on you. He usually made it. Not always. Sometimes we were a little late. The other team would be out there for a minute or two before us.
Tierney. That'll get across for Hannon. And on behind the net, Tommy Wingels picks it up for the Sharks in this scoreless tie here as we're down under 4 minutes in the second period. Tierney wraps, and Neuberg gets the right leg pad out on it as Tierney was bidding for his first NHL goal.
I have to say, this line for the Sharks, the third line, Tierney centering the speedy Matt Nieto and Wingels on the right side, have probably created the most chances.
Nieto gets it through to Wingels. It's Josh Georges. Of course, he and Gianta enjoyed quite a bit of time together as teammates in Montreal, both joining the Sabres this year as Neuberg kicks another one out.
Nieto in front of the net, just missing on that tip.
Jurgensen's can't pick up that pass off the boards, and Matt Irwin has it now for the Sharks. They're out shooting Buffalo now, 12-8 with 3 minutes to go here in the second. Set play, Irwin slaps it to center for Marleau. Brought right back in by the Sabres, but offside.
Chris Tierney back in the lineup for the San Jose Sharks. Eludes a defender and heads behind the net. Gets that right leg out in front. Tries a wrap around going far side. Nice toe save by Neuberg. You get another look at Tierney. Just see him spin around. Goalies take away the bottom part of the net.
Sharks are out shooting the Sabres in this third period, or second period. 7-1. Mitchell battling Couture. Now Shepard gets his hip in there, and the puck comes loose to Burns. Gianta for Buffalo. Made by Stalock. Sabres' 9th shot on goal that one. This is Gianta now on the left side. Matt Molson looking for his first goal of the year. Georges. Now to Stewart. Wants Molson. It ends up back there for Stewart. To the net. And denied by Mueller.
They're just a little too tired, the line is, for any transition. Otherwise, if they were earlier in the shift, I think they might have taken off and had a 3-on-2 opportunity there.
Pavelski, that one came out of the zone. Stewart with a break. He's got Ennis with him. The pass, and a collision between the goaltender Stalock and Tyler Ennis. Penalty coming up here, though, against the Sharks on the delay. Neuberg leaves the net. Extra skater on for Buffalo. Stick handling by Ennis to get it ahead for Jurgensen, who goes down. And now a touch by the Sharks and a tripping penalty will put Buffalo back on the power play late here in the period.
Now an ill-advised pass at the Buffalo blue line led to a 2-on-1 and a 2-on-1 against forward Joe Pavelski. And you're going to see Hannon coming back in a desperation mode, trying to get his stick in there. Stick just goes under the skate.
Minor penalty, tripping.
Gets the tripping penalty. 1:15 left in the second period. Around the same time that Buffalo got their first power play of the game, near the end of the first period. So this is an important penalty kill for the San Jose Sharks.
We've talked about it already. Buffalo still looking for their first power play goal of the year. 0 for 28 heading into this one. Burge tied up. Jurgensen's on the draw. But the Sabres Drew Stafford with it now. Behind the net, Gionta. Mazzaros, and that's blocked by Wingles, and it comes out.
A good block by Tommy Wingles.
Benoit. And wristed in by Mazzaros to the far side of the ice for Gionta. Jurgensen's there too. Now from behind the net, the pull-out move by Drew Stafford. He couldn't get it back to the front of the net. Burge, short-handed, saved by Neubert. And the rebound controlled by Buffalo.
Good communication from the Sharks bench, letting Burge know that there was a trailer on the play. Braun coming up to make that a 3-on-2. You don't necessarily, you can throw it back in that situation, but you have to be careful. If anything happens, it's going to be a 2 or 3-on-1 going the other way. So Burge took the safe play, got a shot on that.
Here's a break, late in the period. Nieto, 8 seconds to go. Saved by Neubert, rebound, and he got his glove on the second effort as well. As play stops with 1.3 seconds left to go here in the second period, and a penalty to Buffalo.
Minor penalty interference.
Now that's a neutral zone turnover. We're going to see it right there, and the Couture throws it up to Nieto. Nieto's trying to settle that puck down. It's Boblin. Couture does a good job of coming down, going to the net. He didn't quit, Couture, after he made that pass. He ends up drawing a penalty in front of the net with only 1.3 seconds left. So a great job by Couture in that situation. We're going to get a little 4-on-4 here to finish this period. It's pretty much done. Got one face-off, but we'll get some 4-on-4 to start the third, and then the Sharks will go on their second power play of the game. Good speed from Nieto there.
They added some time to the clock, 2.9. So certainly time for a scoring chance if you get a clean win of the draw. Burns and Mueller's setting. Sometimes Joe Thornton in this situation will just shoot it at the net right off the face-off. See what he has in mind.
He's looking like he's going forward, so that means he's probably going to pull it back. Oh, there he's going forward. The double reverse psychology.
And that's the end of the period. And as Jamie said, we'll start the third 4-on-4, and barring any other penalties, the Sharks will enjoy some power play time early in the period. That is the end of 2. Same place we were at the end of 1. Sharks nothing, Sabres nothing. Brody and Curtis standing by on our Ram Intermission Report with a look around the NHL. And then Jamie Baker will be back to talk to the Sharks' John Scott. This one is scoreless, and we'll start the third period 4-on-4. Scott Hannon's got 45 more seconds to serve on his penalty. Then the Sharks, unless there's another penalty coming, would go on the power play. Tyler Ennis is in the box for the Sabres. Third period underway. Sharks closing out this brief 2-game homestand, trying to get the split after losing that heartbreaker here to Columbus on Thursday night.
Well, they've lost 3 in a row. They want to head out on this tough road trip with a positive win and get some confidence.
And we've got a penalty call. Initially,
I'm with you right now.
I don't know which way it's going.
Neither do I.
Minor penalty, holding the stick.
Holding the stick penalty against the Sharks, because initially Alex Stalock left the goal crease and headed to the Sharks bench, and then I think somebody shouted out, "Get back in the net."
And there it is right there. Tommy Wingles, right arms. It looked like the Sharks had possession down in the corner. I was with you. I thought, oh, the Sharks are going to get a 5-on-3 here early. Not the case.
Stalock certainly thought that too. He left the net. So now it's a power play for Buffalo, 4-on-3. Tyler Myers sends it across for Benoit. Back to Benoit. Myers looks, front of the net, play by Stewart on the backhand, blocked. Benoit to Matt Moulson, saved by Stalock. Hannon's out, so now we're back to 4-on-4.
Two good plays by Stalock. One, getting his stick down on the ice, taking away a cross-crease pass from Stewart, and then making a nice save. Buffalo going down low. Right out of the corner. Stalock takes away the bottom part of that. Matt Moulson, ex-New York Islander, trying to get his first goal in the year. He's got 2 assists, -4 coming into tonight.
Controlled by Hannon, and he'll tap it out past Myers.
Chip play, clear the zone. Good face-off win for the Sharks.
In they come, and Reinhardt's pass broken up, then cleared back to center. Josh George is there through Stafford. Trying to stay onside, and he had to come out to do that. Buffalo would go on another brief power play in 25 seconds from now. Mueller checked by Reinhardt. Couture to Burn. Back for Couture. And he'll just wheel it in on the backhand to the stick of Josh George's.
Smart play. It was a 2-on-4 situation of the Sharks run to change. You don't want to try anything fancy.
Now the Sabres back on the power play as Ennis comes out of the box. It's a brief one. Benoit to Ennis. And Desjardins with a steal. He's got a break. Andrew Desjardins down the left side. Desjardins shoots. And a glancing save by Neuvert. It came off his glove. Ennis back the other way. Moulson for Ennis. Back for Matt Moulson. Gets it out of his feet. Back for Tyler Ennis. Now Wingels out of the box. On the attack, the Sabres with a chance, and it's blocked in front of the net and cleared by Braun to the boards. Now Moulson across. Ennis can't catch it. And Wingels gets it away and flips it to the Buffalo blue line. So we're back to 5-on-5. 7:15 to go here in the third. Joe Thornton to the Buffalo line. Gotta find Hurdle on that far side.
Hurdle with 2 goals this year.
Here's a chance. Pavelski saved by Neuvert.
I have to think that maybe this would be a great opportunity for him to get back in the scoring column. Tomas Hertl up on the top line with Thornton and Pavelski.
This ricochets to Hannon. He'll play it in. There is Hurdle. Comes out of the corner with it. Tomas Hertl turns, fires, and it's off a skate wide. Thornton. Jumbo into the slot, and it's checked off his stick.
Hurdle only has 9 shots on the year coming in. Coaches want him to attack the net with a little more vigor. He's competing a lot better last game. Look for him. We're going to keep an eye on him in the fourth there. Right? Good feeling for him.
Here's a chance in front. They score! Cody Hodgson unties this game. 1-0 Sabres.
Well, that's his first goal of the season. He's only got 1 assist. This goal star Buffalo Sabres team start the play down behind the net, throw it out front, and that's a little bit of a defensive miscue from the Sharks. They allow Hodgson to catch the puck on his right. Nice little toe drag. Pulls it all the way across the crease. That's the responsibility of the defender. You can see Tierney right there. Hannon's picked up his man, or Wingels to drop down. Or you could even say Stalock in that situation might want to poach out. But one guy to have ability to pull that across the crease, and the Sharks find themselves in a situation where they're trailing the Sabres 1-0.
Cody Hodgson's first goal of the year. Stafford will get the first assist. And the Sabres have a lead on the road for the first time on this road trip. Girgensson picks up the second assist at 3:43.
It's their first goal in over 300 minutes.
Off a scramble with everybody collapsed in front. It'll come to the near boards and played out by Buffalo to center. Girgensson's with Gianta. He'll turn away from pressure and dump it in. So So 1-0 Sabres. They have just one win this season, and that was in a shootout. Couture, and that will deflect up and away, but stays in the zone to Brent Burns. He'll shoot one high. Vlasic lets go, and that's blocked by Molson. With Ennis. On the wing, Stewart's shot. Just wide. And that one hit the referee, and that stung Tim Peel.
He recently ran a marathon on a day off. Tim Peel did, referee.
Take a rest, buddy.
Yeah.
Skating a marathon every night you work.
Exactly. Skating over 6 miles a night.
It's a 10K. Vlasic to Braun. On the entry past Hurdle, trying to work his way by Weber. McCormick slides it across. Delorier in the corner wearing number 44 for Buffalo.
This is one of those games you prefer to have a lead heading into the third by a few goals. You can roll 4 lines. With the Sharks playing back-to-back games against Anaheim, they played last night. But Todd McLellan's going to be forced to probably juggle his lines or sit the 4th line a little bit now that the Sharks are down.
McCormick, and they score! It got through Stalock. It's Delorier, and it's 2-0 Buffalo.
That's the 4th line for Buffalo. That's just a simple shot. There's a rebound that Stalock should have had. That's 2 Sharks down low. Quick shot. Delorier just goes to the far post. Hannon's there, but doesn't tie up his stick. He gets his first goal of the season. So you got Hodgson, his first goal. Delorier, his first goal. Delorier known more for his hitting. He came into tonight with 23 hits on the season, 2nd on the team. He had no points. He gives the Sabres a 2-0 lead. Here's
Wingles. His shot wide comes off the outside of the net. Burns keeps it alive. And they score! Sharks bounce back with a big goal to make it 2-1 for Brent Burns.
Well, that gets the crowd going. Brent Burns pulls the puck, goes over to the far side. The pull drag, uses a screen. He's got traffic in front of Neuvirth. He never saw it. And that one trickles through. Great job by Tommy Wingles in front of the net. Burns' 2nd goal of the year. And that is a huge goal because it was quiet in here. And San Jose gets the crowd going, and we'll see if they can feed off of this. They still trail by 1, though.
2nd of the year for Brent Burns, unassisted at 6'10". It came just 13 seconds after the goal by Delorier, his first from McCormick and Sam Reinhart. And for Reinhart, that's his first NHL point.
And that was the Sharks' 3rd line out there. I thought they had the best chances in the 2nd period. They're the ones that get the Sharks back into this thing.
Marleau pulls up, gives it to Shepard. His shot! And on the redirect, it's Couture out of the corner with it.
And we've got a lot more energy down here at ice level now. The question is, where was that desperation and urgency earlier in this game?
Stewart stumbles. Braun comes across. Puck falls right in front of him. And he puts it on his own net, but Stalock there. Now the puck behind the goal bounces in front of the crease. And it's just wide. Got a game now, Jamie.
Yeah, we do.
Stewart and Shepard now. Sharks 3 across with Thornton and Hurdle. Shepard, shot, rebound, and Hurdle goes hurtling through the air. Thornton, watched by Myers. Pavelski shot, and that goes behind the net, rims to the point for Braun. Thornton. All the way down to Vlasic. And now Hurdle. He's checked there by Weber. Braun jumps up, keeps it in and deep. And Molson, a good play there to chop it clear, but it will be icing Buffalo. 11:51 left in the third.
Well, the Couture, Shepard, Marleau line heading back out there. Take a look at the goal scorers. Burns, Delorier. And there's a good sequence for San Jose, getting a little bit of offensive zone pressure. Now they want to carry that over. Get like 3-4 shifts in a row. Start putting some pressure on Buffalo.
Couture, loose in front, and Hannon will chase back.
That was a good save by Neuvirth, finding the shooting lane to see that puck and make a good pad save.
Just the entire tempo of this game has changed now. Couture pulls the trigger. It comes back on the second effort. Neuvirth the save. Couture at the side, and Neuvirth robs Shepard, and the puck's in the net, but the referee says no goal. The Sabres take a 2-0 lead, but then Brent Burns gets one back for the Sharks. Burns with a timely goal indeed, and we're going to give it our Ram shot of the game, Jamie.
Well, 6'5", 230 pounds. Look at the torque on that stick. Great shot, Tommy Wingels. We get a look from the Prism net cam. Neuvirth trying to find the puck, but he's got Tommy Wingels right in front of him, playing bad goalie. Brent Burns, 9 games, 9 points. That's his second goal.
So after all that time of scoreless hockey, we have 3 goals in a cluster. Buffalo scoring twice in 2:14, and then Burns scoring 13 seconds after the 2-0 goal by Delorier.
Well, that was a good response by the Sharks. The crowd was a little restless once the Buffalo Sabres took a 2-0 lead.
Shepard, shot saved by Neuvirth. Nice adjustment by Shepard to get it through the skates of the defender, Lazzaros. There's another shot from up top by Couture. And Neuvirth's going to slow things down here and just calm the situation.
Well, Randy, we talked to Jay Woodcroft at the beginning of the third period. He talked about the importance of getting pucks to the net, getting them through, get that first shot, and then they got an opportunity for the second or third opportunities. And that's what we saw Burns do. We just saw Shepard do it. And these coaching staff, they know what they're talking about. They like the compete level of the San Jose Sharks. You get those first shots through to the net, then they can use the compete level, establish body position in front of the net, and look for those second or third opportunities, get some rebound goals.
Matt Irwin. Sabres come through the middle. Cody McCormick, and that's off the blocker of Stalock. Sam Reinhart back there. First NHL point, Reinhart, in his 7th game. Number 2 overall draft pick here in 2014. There's a dump in by Myers that hit McCormick. That's not how they drew it up. Hannon behind the San Jose net. Coming up on half a period left here. Wingels, nicely knocked down. Wingels, the save by Neuvirth. What a demonstration of skill and hands by Tommy Wingels to get a scoring chance.
It amazes me day in, day out at the hand-eye coordination of these guys in the NHL. Look at that. Once, twice. He used his shaft of his stick, then the back of his blade to tip it out in front and get a great scoring chance. Tommy Wingels. Amazing stuff right there.
Michael Neuvirth with 22 saves. There's his career numbers against San Jose. He hasn't beaten the Sharks. Braun to Tierney, to Nieto. Back for Tierney, and that just took a bad bounce off the boards right to Chris Stewart. Stewart gets it back from the bad angle. It goes behind the net and around for Josh Georgian. Classic wants Wingels, who gets it wide to Nieto.
Another good shift for the Sharks' third line.
2-1 Buffalo. 9:35 left in the third period.
A little more jam going on down here in this third period too. The emotions, get some looks across the benches at each other.
Mueller, nice little play to get it to Shepard. Now Marleau with Couture. The trailer, Mueller! Neuvirth with the save. Mirko Mueller with a quality scoring opportunity. Still 2-1 Sabres. We'll be right back.
Our eye on rookie Mirko Mueller, the defenseman, as the Sharks head up ice. And there's some tic-tac-toe plays in the neutral zone. Mueller is the late guy coming in. And he gets wide open in the high slot, takes that puck off his skate, quick shot, and a great save by Neuvirth. Love the execution in the neutral zone, and Mueller jumping up into the play and getting a good scoring chance.
Mirko getting back into the lineup after not being in the last 2 games against Columbus and Boston before that. Face on, Sharks win it. Mueller again, off on the wing, it's Burns, and that deflects up and out of play.
Gianta was shaken up earlier this game. Good to see him back in action. Made a good job getting a stick on the ice and deflecting that shot from Brent Burns. Good face-off win by Patrick Marleau, who's been taking a lot of face-offs this year. Marleau just under 50% in the face-off circle, but Couture's down around 40.3%. So we've seen the left-handed Marleau taking face-offs on the left side.
This time against Torrey Mitchell.
Look at how low Marleau is in there, feet wide. He's looking at the puck, lowers the bottom hand and the top hand on a stick.
Marleau battling Mitchell after he won the battle in the circle to Burns. Pulls the trigger, block.
I like that pull and release from Burns.
Fires another one, blocked by Gianta. And that one out of play. Visit CSNCalifornia.com to read up on Kevin Kerr's latest articles. Today on the site, John Scott may be moving back to defense, and the versatility of Joe Pavelski. Go to CSNCalifornia.com. Check out Kevin Kerr's.
Well, he's playing forward today, John Scott is, but he's played defense in the past. He's actually played more games on defense in the NHL than forward.
Broke in as a defenseman.
Yeah.
Blackhawks converted him to forward.
You know he's got good reach in the neutral zone from a gap control standpoint.
Yeah, he can reach just about all corners of the ice from no matter where he is. Thornton. Hurdle can't catch it and get onside. And it's back now to Delorier, who has right now what is the difference in this game, that second goal. Here he is again, and he tried to feed a backhander through. Nice defensive detail there by Hurdle. Pavelski up the boards for Thornton, back to Pavelski. Shot just wide, and Neuvirth was oblivious to where that was. He was out of position if that's on net. Eight minutes left. Hannon with his head up to center. Nice play there by Tierney. Matt Nieto, saved by Neuvirth.
Well, the Sharks did what they wanted to do on that breakout, and it turned into a mini 2-on-1. Nieto just missed his spot. You're going to watch puck support here. Joe Pavelski coming down the right side, and Thornton comes right down the boards. And then he just tips it back. The shot ends up going wide. If Thornton takes off to the middle of the ice and not down the boards, that play never happens. Those are two guys that read off each other so well right there.
Ennis wins that face-off from the rookie Chris Tierney. Matt Molson ahead for Ennis. And he's checked out of the ice by Braun.
Braun's having a good game tonight. He's -1 in 3 of the last 4 games. Some upside to his game, but he and Vlasic playing well today.
Only 14 shots in the game for Buffalo. Sharks with 25 now. Weber, Mazzaros, and Vlasic's got this under control. Wingles on the reverse. Justin Braun now. Sharks will be back home off the road a week from today. It'll be a night game against the New York Islanders. That's a 7:30 start. There were early schedules that came out having that as a 1 o'clock game next Saturday, but it is a 7:30 game a week tonight with the New York Islanders in town. Slapped out and down, and this will be icing against the Sabres. So Todd McLellan will get a matchup that he likes, sends the Thornton line over the boards with 6:39 left here in the third.
Sharks have been doing well on the faceoffs in the offensive zone. Todd McLellan taking a look at the scoreboard. Still lots of time, but At the same time, you look at the scoreboard to look at the clock, see how much time's left. You don't like the score. I don't think they expected to be trailing Buffalo 2-1 with so little time left in this game.
Delorier. Gianta to center, and Mitchell will make sure it gets deep.
Mitchell goes off the ice with a little smile, kind of laughing. He took that in the back.
Pavelski over the line, trying to weave his way past Georges. Myers keeps it away from Pavelski on the back check. Georges played up and into the zone. No icing here as Irwin gets back. And Reinhart, who prefers to be called Samson. Marleau leaves it for Hannon. Hannon up to the point. Marleau waiting there. Takes it back and sends it up the boards to Couture. Logan Turns fires, and it's off Weber's skate and back down.
Weber already has 5 blocked shots in this game. Josh Georges, by the way, 38 blocked shots, first in the NHL coming into tonight.
Shepard, that's behind the Buffalo net. Braun will activate. That goes off Shepard's stick wide. Stewart tried to clear, does not. Tierney. That was blocked. Ennis giving it back to Matt Moulson. Back to Tyler Ennis. Moulson waiting behind the net, gets by him, gets by Stewart to Wingels, gets by Wingels. Braun and Stewart intercepts. Sharks turn it over. Ennis, and he pulls the trigger, but it goes up top off the glass. Ennis again, and that's through the crease. Under 5 left now. Sharks need a goal. Skated out by Ristolainen. And that'll be icing against Buffalo with 4:40 left in the third. Giants World Series coverage on Comcast Sportsnet. Pre-game coverage today coming up at 4 prior to Game 4, and then post-game coverage after the final out. And it's the only place to see Kruk and Kuip on TV. The Giants' October quest continues only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Off the draw, Hurdle puts it through the crease. Mueller. And that's taken by Ristolainen. Burns now. Blocked by Girgensons. Looking for the return pass. Hurdle got back to help out the D. Girgensons up the boards for Mitchell. Diving out is Hurdle. Took down Mitchell.
Well, we're under 6 minutes left, so the next break non-icing. You go to a break, so that allows the head coach Todd McLellan. He can go with his first or second lines a little bit more, knowing that the next face-off, again, non-icing, there's going to be a break. It's one of the things the coaches do. So we'll see. You see the Pavelski's still out there. He's out there with Marleau and Couture. Pavelski will be heading off after this icing. So you may even go with double shift your first 2 lines, knowing that there's a break coming.
Josh Georges takes it, turns up for the rookie Reinhart. Hannon first on it to Matt Irwin. Now Shepard quickly to Couture, who tried to swing that pass to Marleau, just out of his reach. And now we'll see if the Buffalo Sabres can protect a lead late on the road, a situation that they haven't had a whole lot of practice at this year. Tierney. Now Tierney again to Nieto. Wingels in the slot, and he couldn't pull the trigger with Benoit right on him. 3:10 left now. Irwin off the boards and steered in by Wingels. Chris Stewart is trying to get the puck out. He didn't. Wingels has got it. Sharks are changing up. Wingels delays just a bit for that to finish up. Hurdle, a slap shot saved by Neuvert. He'll hold it there with no rebound. 2:42 left in the third period. Sabres still up by a goal. game summary. A scoreless game until this third period. Cody Hodgson with his first of the year to untie at 1-0. Then 2:14 later, Delorier's first. But then Brent Burns got the Sharks back in, and with his second of the season, just 13 seconds after the Nicholas Delorier goal. And that's where we sit now with 2:42 left to go. I want to remind you of Esurance Sharks post-game live with Brody Brazil and Curtis Brown. Brett Hedican joining us here at SAP Center. All that coming up right after the game. And there's 2:42 left in regulation. The battle level will be high down the stretch here. So much at stake for the Sabres, trying to win the final game of this road trip where they haven't won yet. The Sharks trying to break out of a 3-game losing streak.
Well, they're trying to burst two bubbles, the Sharks are. One is this 3-game losing streak, and the issue of the Buffalo Sabres, who they've lost 6 in a row to for some reason. I can't explain it. And they definitely don't want to make it 7. Look for some real desperation hockey here in the last 2.5 minutes.
Face off. Gordon a shot and a screamer just high.
Puck wasn't flat for him. He just missed it short side.
Myers for the Sabres. Up for Gianta. Drawn back defensively. Perfectly to Vlasic. And he'll get it up the boards. Gianta got it away from Pavelski. Myers sends it back in again, and you know the theme on the Buffalo bench, obviously, get pucks deep.
Get them out in the defensive zone. You get to the neutral zone, just get them deep. 200, make the Sharks go 200 feet. Absolutely, Randy.
Pavelski after it, tied up in the corner by Georges. Now Couture on the boards. He'll shoot it, and it deflected off a body in front. Marlowe there, but so is Georges for Buffalo. Burns comes in, tries to keep it alive along the boards, and does to Couture. Logan. Kept in by Mueller. His wrist shot wide. Shepard back to the point. Couture. James Shepard now. In tight. Burns shoots. Diving out is Neuvert. And he's got it.
Burns with 1 goal. And wow, did he get a good look right there. Right-handed shooting Burns. He had come down. He was playing low. You can see Couture and Shep playing up high. Burns was facing the play. Good job by Burns. Facing Shepard. That allows him to get the puck out in front of him, then quickly spin, and he went down to one knee and released it. Neuvert with the save.
And a timeout as Todd McLellan wants to talk over this final minute and 38 seconds.
Not sure what Neuvert's talking to the referee about. Probably about any crease infractions from the San Jose Sharks. Ted Nolan.
To his left, Brian Trottier, the Hall of Famer.
Ryan Trottier of the Islanders. It's growing up, my favorite player right there. Wow, was he a good player. Two-way center.
Ran a very popular summer hockey school here in the Bay Area up in Tahoe.
Down at South Lake,
for many years.
Got a great rink there, South Lake Tahoe. He's drawing something up. Writing something down. 1:38 left. Stalock heading to the bench for a 6th attacker. So you got the Sharks regular power play unit of Thornton, Marlowe, Couture, Burns, and Pavelski. And then you got gritty Tommy Wingels out there. You know where he's going to go. He's going to be in the corner or the front of the net, Wingels.
Sharks win the faceoff. Burns maneuvers around the linesman. Centers it. Pavelski shot wide. Might have deflected. What a great look for Joe Pavelski.
He drew that play up and executed perfectly. Everything but the finish.
Wingel back for Couture. And Logan lost it at the line. Has to come out. Hurry up offense here with 1:16 to go in the third period. Out of the corner, it's Marlowe to Wingels to Thornton. Joe behind the net. Dumps it out front. Pavelski battling for the puck with Molson.
1 minute left to play in the third.
Burns across for Marlowe, but it came off a stick first and went out of play.
Well, San Jose called the timeout. Knew they were going to pull Stalock, and they had a set play on the faceoff. And boy, did Joe Pavelski ever get a good look.
That was the chance they were hoping for. Now they're hoping again. 55.7 left up on the clock. Pavelski leaning in against Cody McCormick. Draw comes back to Burns. He'll skate it down the wing. Burns at the goal line. Out front and hit his skate. One off Gianna. Wingels. Marlowe. Across Couture. His shot. Blocked in front. Scramble. And Neubert down with his glove to cover.
Good execution again by the Sharks, winning the faceoff. Burns coming down the wall, trying to throw it in front. It hit one of the Buffalo Sabres, and the Sharks went back, found that. We're going to see Burns take the puck right down to the corner, right away. Set play. You can see Pavelski in the mid slot. Thornton and Wingels go to the front of the net. And then they go low to high, the Sharks do. Get another shot on net. And Neubert somehow found it and covered it up.
And now Ted Nolan's going to use his timeout.
I think he's seen enough of these face-off plays that have worked for the Sharks. And Tim Pills saying you can't call a timeout. Tim Pills thinking that San Jose was called timeout. He said, you can't take 2 timeouts. Ted Nolan's like, no, we're not. We're taking it.
Ted Nolan had quite the experience on Thursday in LA, where he coached against his son, Jordan Nolan.
Yeah, he said it was kind of hard to not watch him out there. He said that he had a good game. He goes, you know, I watch him and I watch to see if he has an okay game. And in our family, okay's not good enough. It's kind of like the word fine. You know, Jamie, you had a fine broadcast today. That's like an okay broadcast. He wants his kids, Jordan, to have a great game, or a really good game. And he thought he played really well the other night for the LA Kings.
Now the drama of these final 43.6 seconds. Thornton wins the faceoff. Here's Couture in the corner against Josh Georges, who leans on him hard. Time we're wasting as that puck's caught up in all those skates. Now Pavelski. Wingels. In front! Neubert knocked it down as Marlowe tried to punch it home. Thornton down low for Marlowe. 20 to go. Backhand pass. Glances off a Sabre. Cleared down the ice, headed toward the empty net, but it's going to slow down. Burns has to hurry. 10 to go. Back through center. This is going to be waved off. No icing. A shot. Neubert at the side of the goal crease. And he's got it covered. 1.7 on the clock, but I think they'll add a second or two.
The coaches for the San Jose Sharks looked right away. They're talking to Tim Peel. Tim Peel's like, what? Now? It's like, he's got to go over. Tim Peel is, and lots of action in front of Neubert. Pavelski trying to get open there. No chance. We see there's the prison net cam from the unmanned net of the San Jose Sharks.
Well, no adding of time yet, but now Peel comes over.
There we go. All the Sharks coaches right away were pointing up at the clock. And they heard the whistle, and it looked like about a second expired.
Yeah,
so
whoever was on the trigger was just a little slow on the trigger there.
I think they'll add, there it is, 2.4, 0.7 seconds. Not quite a second. Makes a big difference, though. You can get potentially a face-up win, a quick shot, or one pass. You can get one pass across for a one-timer.
So here we go, the game on the line. And Thornton leaves the circle. Marlowe now will take it against McCormick. Off the draw. It is caught by Neubert, and the game is over. And the Buffalo Sabres close out their road trip with a win. And they've won 7 in a row against the Sharks, 4 in a row here at SAP Center. They're a happy bunch. A good end to a tough road trip for them. The final score from here in San Jose. Buffalo 2, the Sharks 1. Sharks post-game live starts right now.